Hi, my name is Karen Mary Davalos. I'm a professor in the Department of Chicano and Latino Studies.
Hello, I am Jimmy Patiño. I am an associate professor and historian in the Department of Chicano and Latino Studies.
Hello, I'm Gabriela Spears Rico, and I am an assistant professor in Chicano Latino Studies, jointly appointed in American Indian Studies.
Hello, my name is Jessica Lopez-Lyman. I'm an assistant professor, and we are the Department of Chicano and Latino Studies at the University of Minnesota, Twin Cities.
Chicano Studies values and centers the experience of Mexican people in the United States to learn about how notions of racial domination, colonial legacy, empire, and labor exploitation operate in a transnational context. Latinx Studies has emerged to better consider the Latin American diaspora more broadly and community formations, which are also vital, given the long-standing relationship between Mexicans and Puerto Ricans in the U.S., as well as Central Americans, Caribbean communities, and South American brothers and sisters.
It's important to acknowledge that Chicano identity in and of itself, also is post-national and post-borders. And I see this happening through my own interventions in the field as an Indigenous scholar. I am Pirinda from the community of Charo in Michoacan and also Purepecha. And I'm part of the Critical Latinx Indigeneities Working Group. And some of the interventions that we're making is viewing Indigenous studies as borderless.
Why am I in Chicano and Latino Studies? Well, I'm trained in cultural anthropology, but I've been working in this kind of department for over 20 years because it allows me to have collaborative relationships with people in the community. It allows me to do the work I do in the arts and the work I do in social justice.
Chicano and Latino Studies insists on making relevant knowledge production to marginalized peoples. It gives me the opportunity as a historian and scholar to dialogue with students and tie it to our needs in the community.
I grew up in the fields in a migrant farm worker community in the Santa Maria Valley in California, and I was politicized through that process, and early on took an elective in the 8th grade in Chicano Latino Studies, wanted to become involved with Mecha and knew that I wanted to make this my life. And because it bridges my interest in social justice and my commitment to social justice with my scholarly interest as a cultural anthropologist, these are the reasons why this is my life passion.
Studies. I was born and raised in St. Paul, Minnesota, here in the Twin Cities. And when I was growing up, there weren't a lot of people that were part of the Latinx community. When I found out that you could get a PhD in Chicana and Chicano Studies, I was so excited because I knew that this was a field that worked for justice. This was a field where our knowledges, our ways of being were rooted in the community. And it's been such a pleasure to be able to return home and do the work I do in performance studies, art, and cultural organizing with local activists here in the Twin Cities. You might know, but your families might have no idea. So when we think about getting your degree as a major or a minor, there's so many different things that you can do post-graduation. Becoming a major or a minor in Chicano Latino Studies means that you are equipped with an intersectional lens of analysis. It means that you have a strong foundation working towards social justice. And it means that you're able to understand ambiguity, contradiction, that gray, messy area that we call life. Many of our graduates have gone on to take degrees in professional education settings such as law school, masters of social work. Some of them have gone into medical school. We have had alums that have become community organizers who are at the forefront, continuing the long legacy of community members fighting for change. We have teachers, artists, we even have city council members.
What advice would I give to students? Follow your passion, follow your dreams. Always bring your cultural heritage with you to the university, to any department you select. Don't let anyone take that from you. And why do I say this? Because we live in a time where everyone is pressured to be the same, to assimilate, where the message every single day is to disregard, ignore, cage people like you and me. Your cultural heritage is who you are and what gives you meaning. It's the place from which new ideas, new solutions can be found. And we explore those contradictions and ambiguities in our department. Your cultural heritage is what makes the university special. And the University of Minnesota is lucky to have a growing population of Latinx students in all their diversities.
Thinking about the current moment that we're in, the racialized aspects to the pandemic, to policing, and to mass incarceration, I encourage young people and students to trust your ears and eyes as you observe racialized and gender violence around us, but also pay attention to our resolve as a community, as a family, and as individuals, and tie into the long tradition of resistance and radicalism that exists within our society and with our community.
So the advice that I would like to give you all is it's really important to balance personal wellness with commitment to justice. And it's really important to understand that everybody has a different role as scholar activists.
All of us talking with you today are part of a long legacy. We were able to get to where we are because of strong mentors. So depending on where you're coming from, whether it's a rural town in Minnesota or a large city from across the country, coming to the Twin Cities, being here at the University of Minnesota can be really scary because it's so large. But one of the wonderful things about our department is that we really have a philosophy that estás en tu casa. We have faculty, staff who are always wanting to engage with you, to support the work that you have, to make sure that you are able to fulfill your dreams and your family's dreams. So my advice to you is when you get here to really think about who you want to have as a mentor and what kind of mentorship do you want to have. Mentors have been so significant in all of our lives. And when we think back across the Chicano movement, through Chicana feminism, Latinx studies, etc., all of those amazing moments for justice have been possible because people dug in, leaned into each other and mentored each other, pulled each other up, and so that we could all be where we want to be.
The faculty and staff in the Department of Chicano and Latino Studies, we will mentor you, we'll walk with you, we'll accompany you on your journey at the university and beyond. Join us.